Hey, welcome. This video here I'm going to show you my Cleric build. I am a halfway decent tank. I do a lot of turning and I can heal. So I had a few people come to me in-game, I think like 3 now, asking me to they want to see my build, so that's the main reason why I'm making this video now, show everybody my build. I don't look at any forum posts, I don't pull up any character generators, I don't ask people how they would, do it. I might ask for advice like, hey, what do you think? I'm going for this. Should I do this or should I do that? What's your opinion? But this is what I want to specialize in. I'll do that occasionally, but this one, when I created it, I spent a lot of time looking at gear and kind of wung it as I was going, believe it or not, and as I created it. So the main thing I wanted is I wanted to be tanky. Secondary thing, I wanted turns. I wanted to be able to turn. And the last thing, I wanted to be able to heal. I do not heal as good as my druid that I had, my purple dragon knight, where I took a lesser heart and went 20 druid. That druid, I think I was healing like, I don't know, anywhere from 800 to 1200 on Reaper 10 on myself with a heal. This guy here, I think Reaper 10, I think I get 300, maybe 400. So I don't heal as good, but I don't have the healing amp on this guy either. So with the stats that you see now, I have all my turning gear on. So typically what I'll do is before a shrine or before I enter a quest, I'll put on all my turning gear to get the maximized number of turns. Also, if I know I'm going to go into a fight where there's a lot of guys to turn, or I need to use a turning, I will equip some of this gear, not all of it. So with that being said, epic turning and legendary turning is way harder than heroic. I did a lot of reading on it on Wiki. I'm definitely not an expert to tell you, hey, this is exactly how it works, this is how it goes. I just know you need to boost charisma. Wisdom is spell DCs, charisma is turning attempts, and hit die, number of hit die. Something else there, but anyways, you could look that up on your own time. Ask around, maybe somebody that knows for sure. But pretty much what you see here, armor class is kind of low for a tank. PRR's low, MRR's definitely low. So I'm just going to run through my stats and show you guys all my stats with my turning stuff on. Then I'll put my tanky stuff on and show you that. Occasionally I'll enter a quest with all my tanky gear on to start off with the high hit points, but right here's a burst. I got 51 total turns with all my gear on. I'll get to my gear here in a little bit. This character currently has +7 tomes across the board. And you notice when I turned, I went up 10 on my constitution because I am an animal domain, which gives you 10 to your con and everybody around you when you turn. Alright, so let's start with the hit points here. So right here, just standing here, I have 185 heal amp. Really not that high, that's pretty low. So you can see where I get all my hit points from. And when I switch out gear, my hit points are going to go up more. So I'm just going to roll through. My positive spell power on my druid, I max it out at, I want to say it was like 1289 or 1268 or something like that. With this, wellspring of power on and all that good stuff. Okay, armor class. Here's the breakdown of my armor class. Plus 10% AC bonus is coming from the combat expertise feat. This is where I'm getting my saves, which really are, in my opinion, are pretty low. My saves are not high. If building this character now, looking back, as you can see, I'm dwarf. Someone mentioned this in one of my comments in my videos. Yeah, I wouldn't do dwarf again. It didn't quite work out the way I wanted it to. Part of that was my lack in knowledge, which I will explain that in a little bit. So 269 fortification. My PRR is 65.28. My MRR is 43.50. Now if I block, because I have the shield, it goes up to 50.25. So nearly 7%, because I'm using the mirror tower. Which originally when I created this toon, I wasn't going to use tower shields. I did switch to tower shields. I am what's it called here? I took the blood there for the cleric thing here. Jeez, I'm horrible with names. Not domain. We'll come across it. It's somewhere in here, but I'm going to show all my feats here in a minute. So with that, I get proficiency in daggers, which normally this is the dagger I use. Okay, so skills. Let's press on there. I do have some skill tomes, 2 to balance. I got a 3 on heal. None on intimidate. So yeah, I got to get some tomes here going. That would help. Yeah, just standing here, 109.6, odd number. I could boost that up a little bit more. So I didn't get real high. I wasn't shooting for high concentration because I have the quicken for spells. So the only time I need the concentration is if I use scrolls or wands. So I didn't put any points in any of those down here. From bluff down, I didn't put anything in. Alright, so let's go to feats. We'll start at the bottom and work our way up. So spellcasting feat, all I have is magical training. I am not by any means DC caster at all. So here's the dwarven stuff that you get from being a dwarf. Here's proficiencies. Just your standard cleric proficiencies and dwarf proficiencies. I did take a lot of meta magics because I wanted to be able to heal. And with the energy burst, you could use empower, heal, intensify, maximize, and quicken. So, I mean, that's a no-brainer. I took combat expertise. So that's 10% more to the AC, but -5 to attack rolls. Favor feats, all I have right now is the Sharn. The hit points and saves for undead. So I acquired the extra turning feat. Deity, that's what it is. That's what I was looking for earlier. So the Deity, I am a follower of the blood of all. So that's proficiencies with daggers. The reason why I got that mainly is for this. It's the blood is the life. So it adds 4 to Constitution, 100% to my fortification. I missed something there. It lasts 24 seconds plus 6 seconds per religious lore feat you have. Yeah, 10 fortitude saves in PRR and MRR equal to the number of religious lore feats you have. Yeah, and then I gain vampirism while I'm wearing a dagger in my main hand. And it stacks with all other sources. So I acquired Die Hard. I got Shield Mastery, just regular Shield Mastery. So like I said, I'm Animal Domain, and it allows you to turn animals. Gain 1 bonus to spot, listen, and reflex saves every 2 cleric levels. And when using Turn Undead, you and your party gain a bonus to Constitution equal to half your cleric levels. So I'm 20 levels of cleric. So everybody gets 10 Constitution when I turn for 20 seconds. So I'm at 73. I used a turn, get 83. See up there, it lasts 20 seconds. I'll even use the It Doesn't Matter, guy doesn't have to be around with Turn Undead. Use that and see it reset. So, and with 51 turns at a max as of right now, which I'm probably going to get, I think, a couple higher. I think I can. Switching some stuff and working some stuff in. I'm not finalized on all my gear and filigrees. Oops, went the wrong way. As well as the improved... Oh, yeah. 10 extra hit points per every cleric level or epic level. Or and. Oh, I don't know. It's interesting. I thought it was and. I think it's going to be and. So I think that'd be 30 times 10, 300. No, it's not. Okay. And. Interesting, but you can't forget I get the 10 con there. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. That there is a passive. That's all the time. I acquire that. That's not when I use a turn. And then right there, I ignore 15% of my opponent's fortification. And then what I love to use, Frail Charge. I don't have a high wisdom. The DC's 19 plus wisdom mod and trip bonuses will knock them down. It's also a 3W attack, and the main thing that I like about this is, let's say I'm trying to tank and I can't do it. I'm going down too quick. I can't keep myself up. I can't keep healing myself. Doesn't matter. I could be surrounded by 20 guys. I could use that Frail Charge, and I can get out of the situation. So that's real nice. It'll buy me a second to throw another heal or something like that. So your standard basic feats. Religious Lure I have 20 times because I'm 20 Cleric. Special feats, you see I acquired all these 7 times. Fate, I do have 3 Fate tomes. Racial, I just have the one racial action point from the pre-order of, I think it was Barovia. Barovia or Sharn, I think it was Barovia. Heroic Past Lives, I have 3 Cleric that will help with the turning. So gives 1 to the turn undead attempt, and 2 to my levels of turning undead. And I got it 3 times, so that's a total of 3 attempts and 6 to my level. 1 sorcerer, and 2 wizards. Hey, what's going on, Steelmaster? My charisma's sitting at a 66. This is with my turning gear on. When I go into tanky gear, it's going to drop down. Show this yet, but I'm in Unyielding Sentinel, and I did not get any charisma in here, which I will come back to my epic destinies in a minute. So now my epic past lives, I have power over life and death. I just acquired that 1 time, so it's not real beneficial. It's only 10 positive spell power and 3 physical resistance. So my epic feats, I got the Wellspring of Power, Intensify, Fate points acquired 5 times, epic skills 10. 3, I got this mainly for the Intimidate. 3 to Intimidate. Epic Power, you automatically get. Congratulations on your TR. I don't use Epic Defensive Fighting because obviously I'm not going to be able to heal others that are far away from me. Ooh, Drow Favored Soul sounds fun. I haven't played a Favored Soul since the major change with all their spells and their, not spells, but their enhancement tree. So I would love to do that at some point. I got the 20 heal amp and positive spell power from this feat. Yeah, you have to keep me updated and let me know how that is, Steel. I got exclusive target. 5% chance to completely ignore damage. So it applies to physical attacks and spells that deal physical damage. So it doesn't apply to like a firewall or something. And then I got the Scion of Celestia. I think I'm saying that right. 20 positive light alignment spell power, 20 universal, so there's 40 positive spell power, and 30% crit damage with positive. That's the main reason I got it there. So when I crit 30% more power. You see a normal burst does 1,311. If I didn't have any of that spell critical multiplier, the 30 from that feat, it would just double. It'd be just over 1,600. But doing it on positive energy burst is kind of an odd thing because, well, not odd. It fluctuates a lot. So a crit on my heal is 6,300 without my heal amp stuff on. Let's see if I can do a non-crit here. There you go, 2,764. And that's all my feats I took. Oh, I lied. Guardian Angel. So I dropped below 50% hit points, 30 seconds. I gain physical resistance equal to my wisdom and saving throws equal to my epic level. So I'm epic level 10 because I'm level 30. So all my saves would go up by 10. And my wisdom, it doesn't say wisdom modifier, it says wisdom. I'll gain physical resistance to my wisdom score, which isn't the highest, 46. It's pretty low, but a 46 on PRR is pretty nice. And believe you me, that procs off often. So here's a list of my spells. I'm not going to keep them up here too long, but just take a peek. If later you want to pause the video and go back and see where it's at, or what I have. Yeah, keep me updated on that. I'd like to know. It seems like favored souls are pretty kick butt now. Favored souls back when max level was 25. Favored souls I liked better than clerics back then. Probably because I had the wings, and that's probably the only reason. Because I like speed. I like to be able to run fast and get places quick. So it's kind of a little biased on that. Alright, so the damaging spells that I took, like Comet Fall, Blade Barrier, you'll see me use Blade Barrier a lot. It's not to do damage, and I should, if I didn't, I gotta take all that stuff off. It's basically to hit the guy to pull aggro, or to help me pull aggro. There'll be some red name bosses that I can't intimidate, which I took, and I'll show you later, the Epic Destiny Feats, or Enhancements, the two that gain threat. I took those, and with those, sometimes people in groups will pull the red names off me, so if I use like Divine Punishment and get that going on them with a Blade Barrier and keep hitting them, usually I get aggro back, or keep aggro from the beginning. Yes. Yeah, the Sun Elf, iconic past lives. Yeah, for sure. Alright, an Implosion. On some quests, I can't think of any in particular off the top of my head, but that's a nice one to get there. I heard it has a unwritten DC, but even with my low wisdom, I've had it kill a couple guys casting it here and there. Sometimes it doesn't work at all, so, I mean, do you want to use the spell points on it? That's kind of one of those things. Costs 48 spell points. Which, a lot of the quests, even on Reaper 5, Reaper 8s, I'll have spell points left over before I hit the shrine, because I only cast for heals. Enhancements. Well, I'll show you my Reaper and my regular enhancements. Crafter, he's not a crafter. 40. She, I should say. She. Alright. So I have only 24 Reaper points. That's it. So in Grim, I spent 23 of them. Mainly want to keep them all in here for the hit points and for the defensive stats and the con. I put one in the Thunder Mage because of the 50 extra spell points for 1 point. Even though sometimes I don't, or most of the time I don't go through my blue bar, there is an occasion where I do. So I figured the trade-off from going to the Grim, which would be like 1 PRR, which won't even be a percent, won't even be a quarter of a percent, for the 50 spell points, I think it's worth the 50 spell points for those few times, so I don't have to drink a pot. So this is what I set in the tree. I only got 2 to dodge because I am wearing heavy armor and tower shield, so my max dodge chance is 2. So when I go in Reaper mode, I will have the max dodge. So, Dwarf. A lot of people, well, a couple people question, well, why would you go Dwarf? Why not Azamar or something else? Great question. So my original thinking, which this is what I would change if I were to do this build again, I would change the Dwarf out. My original thinking was, hey, right here, 15% shield armor class in 3 tower shield max dex bonus. So the 3 max dex bonus would give me 3 AC right there on my tower shield. And the 15%, well, this has as of yesterday, I don't know the gear that just came out today, or, well, yesterday. I don't know the gear that came out yesterday, but the day before, this shield here has the highest AC on it, the highest shield bonus on it, that I could find in game. So even with this shield and maxing out that 15%, what's 15% of 27? Not a heck of a lot. It's less than 10, I'll tell you that much. And at 10 more, when I switch on to my tanking gear, won't even give me a percent in defense. So I didn't really think it through. I didn't do the math right. Like I said, I kind of wung it. So that was pointless for me to get. The 3 to the AC and then the 6 or whatever that it gives me. So I think it was like 9, I want to say, more to my AC. Didn't even give me a percent. So I negated that. As well as this here that you have to get for the shield. So this is armor max dex bonus. It's not shield, it's armor. So I did misread that too. So I was thinking that I was going to get another 3 on top of my shield. But I don't. So max dex bonus, a lot of people have questions on it or don't know how it quite works. So before I get to the rest of my tree, I'll explain that a little bit. So right now, if you look at my armor class stats, you can see the third line down says max dex bonus 2. The 2 is all the way to the right. Right above that says 2 dexterity bonus. So I have a dexterity of 4. So if I didn't have a max dex bonus of 2, if I had a max dex bonus of 10, that max dex bonus would be 4. So let me unequip this tower shield and show you. See, it says right here, max dex bonus 2. Caps your dexterity bonus to AC. So that's what it's talking about. So the shield here is making my max dex bonus 2. So if I unequip that shield, max dex bonus 8, because it's not capped at 2 anymore. But you look at your armor, max dex bonus on my armor is 8. So that's why it says over here that the max is 8. And I have a bonus of 4 dexterity bonus because my modifier on dexterity is plus 4. Hope that made sense. Now if I unequip my armor, it doesn't say anything. It just says dexterity bonus 4 because I don't have a max dex bonus. I'm thinking that's how it works. That one I'm not 100% sure on. But let me re-equip these here and get back to my enhancements. So yeah, with the dwarf, disappointed. I that one through. You know, I seen the extra con in here, and then I was thinking, well, if I have a couple extra points, I could spend it. It's somewhere here. I forget where it is. Oh, was it here? Nope, here. Right here. So if I had a couple extra points, I could spend 6 more points to get 4% more health. Well, 4% of 1,000 is 40. If I have 3,000, that's 120 extra hit points for the cost of 6 action points. But you also have to spend 5 to get there. So really, it's 11 action points, and you get a little bit extra AC here and maybe something else. It just wasn't worth it for me. So I have 1 racial point and 1 point for these other trees here. I forget what they call that point. But that's why I put the 1 in Dwarven Toughness. And 1 in Inquisitive, because I had that point that has to be spent in these trees. So War Priest. So I was going in War Priest because of the buffs and everything for myself and others. One nice thing that I really liked was the Inflame. 4 action boost to armor class, attack rolls, and damage rolls. And it's not just to me, it's me and nearby allies. So if I'm in a raid and everybody's on me because I'm the healer and I'm bursting heals and all that stuff, they're not only going to get extra con, they're going to get extra damage, armor class, attack, and Inflame here also gives a 15% action boost bonus to the elemental absorptions, as well as 4 more to saves. So, I mean, that there in itself is pretty nice. As well as Sacred Touch I acquired. Not amazing. I had a couple extra points, so I just put it here. 3 physical resistance, 3 armor class. I think it gave me like 1 more percent PRR. I took Divine Might in hopes that I'd be able to do a little bit of damage and help pull aggro with that on guys that you can't intimidate. 10 physical resistance for 1 point spent. That's not too bad. That's pretty good. So when I strike allies with Smite Foe, they gain stacks of vulnerability, which I didn't think was too bad. This one's really nice. Passive, when an enemy damages you with a spell, 30% chance that it will be knocked down. I've seen that happen quite a bit. You'll watch a caster off in the distance. I have aggro. You see it goes to cast at me. It's looking, it's facing me, and then you'll see it just get knocked to the ground. It's kind of comical. I love that. This is really nice. When you strike an enemy with Smite Foe, you and your nearby allies are healed for 1d3 per character level and benefit from the effects of Lesser Restoration's spell. That right there is an AoE heal. Just like I do a burst, it doesn't heal as much as my burst. I think I healed Ross. I want to say I healed him a 1200 before, just with using Smite Foe on a guy. It has a 12-second cooldown, so not amazing on the cooldown, but hey, that extra added heal, it definitely helps. Especially if things are on timer. 6 seconds on a burst, well, 7 seconds. My heals are on long time and my cures because of that combat expertise. So it's definitely a nice added heal. And then I got a couple charismas there. And the cores, I go up, they all give me the armor class, the fire spell power, which I really don't use, and light spell power I really don't use. This is nice situational for 20 seconds. It's an action boost. I gain 20 sacred bonus to PRR. So I got it right down here, so that'll give me 20 more physical resistance. This one's a perma blur on me. And it gives me the chance to have the blur spell. So that's why you guys seen blur right here. As well as this haste. It doesn't perma haste you, but it adds haste to your spellbook as a level 3. Alright, so that's the War Priest. Radiant Savant. I definitely wanted to get the 5th tier for this positive energy aura. Let me proc that off and show you guys what that does. So 273, just standing here. This is without my heal amp item. I'll show you later. I'll get my heal amp stuff on and show you. So 620, what was that, 629 on a crit. And that's always one of the two, a normal or crit. It doesn't fluctuate. It's not like a D10 or anything like that, too. So yeah. Got this for more positive spell power. Energy burst. This one here gives more positive energy spell power when I'm using Empower Heal. It gives me 25% more. positive energy shield. This is it has a turn attempt on it, or turn usage, I should say, on it. Get one more positive spell crit, but 10% sacred bonus to heal amp from positive energy. So I'll show you guys a little something here. So I have 185 heal amp. I'm going to use it. Goes up to 205, so it's actually 20. Whether that's bugged or not, I don't know. I hope it's working as intended. I hope the dialogue's just wrong. No, actually I'm not TRing tonight. I've had a few people come to me and want to know why I did what I did and wanted to see my build. So that's why I'm making this video right now. Which later on I will throw it on YouTube. So this is really nice. I could not pass this up, especially with heals. 50% chance to critical every 5th positive energy spell that I cast. So if I'm in a raid, and if there's, let's say there's 10 people, me and 9 others on me in my area, and I do a burst, that means 2 people will definitely get 100%. They will hit a critical on 2 people. Reason being, if you look here, I have 55 positive crit chance. Now watch. There's the 5th one. There it is. And you come back over here. Now it's 105%. It doesn't crit everybody. It's not a guarantee for everybody. But when you have 100%, it will always crit. So I'll throw a heal. My heal's going to crit me. You can see right there, that was a crit. So 2 people are guaranteed a crit. So if I drop down Consecration, have my aura going, have a burst going, use my Smite Foe, these are all AoE heals. And if everybody's on me, I'm going to be critting heals all the time, which is nicer for me being the tank because I have greater chance for me to get critted, which obviously is a lot more healing for me in higher Reapers, which wouldn't be a raid. As of now, I wouldn't do high Reaper raids, just Reaper ones. So yeah, I got all the turning stuff. So when I turn successfully, they are destroyed, not stunned anymore. They regenerate faster. I got all that stuff. Positive energy spells are at +3 caster levels higher. I don't know if these are bugged, but the max caster level right there. I had all 3 of those, and when I was using any of the cures or the heal, and I looked at my combat log, which you guys can't see, it's behind the video, it did not change the spellcaster level. I think it stayed at, I want to say it was like 28. Yeah, I'm 28 right now, so it stayed at 28. I don't know if that was bugged. I couldn't tell you, so that's why I did not get that. Unyielding Sovereignty, obviously. That's real nice. I want to get more of these anytime I turn for any reason. I get 3 temporary hit points per each healing core ability I possess. I possess 6, so 6 times 3 is 18. If I would have gotten 5, that would have been 30 temporary hit points. 18 to 30, that's only 12 for another 6, or excuse me, an additional 4 points. That wasn't worth it for me. I got this for the heal in the positive energy spell power and the charisma. So that's my enhancements, my epic destinies. So I'm going to start off in twists. I got the consecration and the sacred ground for the healing. You need them both in order for the healing to proc off. And that goes every 2 seconds. I got endless turning, 3 more turn uses, and they regenerate 30% faster than what they already regenerate. And Cocoon, which I've had my Cocoon heal somebody, I think, for 1900 before, which was really nice. I don't know what their heal amp was. It wasn't an R1 raid, but it was real nice. I currently run in Vigor of Battle, which is right here, for the positive heal amp, the additional hit points, Intimidate. I mean, can't go wrong with that. I wanted to get this more, but I definitely wanted 1 tick of renewal because my spells have long cooldowns. Having that extra little bit of healing helps for 5 spell points. To me, it wasn't worth getting renewal any more than 1 because of the simple fact of they absorb. Instead of 30 damage, it goes to 40 damage, then to 50. So 20 extra points of damage. I mean, 1 renewal is going to hit somebody for like 200, so for 2 points in here, there's so much good stuff in here. I couldn't do that. I got the brace mainly for the fortification, but for the saves as well. Shield AC 50% increase, so 50% of 30 is 15 added to my AC, because as I showed you earlier, I got 27, so it wouldn't be 15 added. I want to say it adds either 13 or 14. I forget which it added. But 13 or 14 for 3 points. That gave me an extra 2%, I believe. So I took that. I think I was borderline. I think I needed like 1 more AC to get 1 more % defense. But with that, I think I got 2% defense. Well, it depends on my gear too. So the higher your AC goes, the more you need to get that extra %. Anyways, the 2 Constitution, draw them out. They changed this with the Epic Destiny changes. It adds 300 hate, 6-second cooldown. So I had to get that. 15 more to AC for 3 more points. Yet again, with that and that, spending 6 points, I got roughly 28 more to my AC, 29. 20% insight bonus to maximum hit points. Had to get that. And this one's a real nice one. 2,000 hate. And it's a 5W attack. So my attacks don't attack high, but I got that for the hate. So that's my Epic Destiny. Gear. Let me go over some gear. So my turning stuff, I have everything hotbarred over to the side here. I'm using the necklace because this has the Insightful Fate and Sacred on it. It also has the Hallowed, but I'm also using this club, which has Hallowed 19. I believe this is 17. Oh, no, that's just standard Howled. That's just maximum hit die of Undead turn +2. Where this here is a +19 to the maximum hit die of Undead turned. So when we're talking hit die, we're just basically talking turning guys. It has nothing to do with your burst or your aura, or things like the positive energy shield or divine healing. Which I think I skipped over that one. Yeah, I skipped over this. Let me go back to this real quick. Divine Healing, 44 hit points every 2 seconds for 2 seconds per points of heal. So the higher I boost my heal skill, the longer that will stay on somebody. So as of right now in my turning stuff, like turning gear, I have a 96 heal. So that's 3 minutes 12 seconds every 2 seconds that ticks. And you won't see it tick if you don't have damage down. You have to have damage down for that ticks, and it is every 2 seconds. I've confirmed that. Okay, so I showed you the necklace. Now my weapon here, I have a 4-piece burial filigree set. The turn undead hit die. I got constitution. I got a rare turn undead charges and a rare turn undead max die. I don't have anything in a red augment slot. Like I said, I'm not 100% maxed out on my stuff. I can go a little bit more. I just haven't quite figured it out yet. So boots, I use the Ghostly is really nice, but this also has my Insightful Charisma on it. That will give me, I think that gives me 4 more turn attempts. Yeah. 5 more. Because I get 5 modifiers with that. And I put Featherfall on them, which is negated, I think, by my necklace. I think I have Featherfall on all my necklaces. This cloak, so my turning right here, this will boost my charisma higher. So that's why it gives it 4 more charisma. It'll give me a couple extra turns having that set bonus on instead of the Guardian of the Gates. So yet again, I have to have this. This is really nice. 4 Mythic and 3 Reaper bonus on that. I like that. So that's my turning stuff. Now when I'm going into tank mode, I'll switch out to the Gates of the Guardian set, which is nothing I could do in the middle of fights. It has to be outside fights. I do have the opposition set bonus from Green Steel. So as you can see, what I'm getting healed because of the Divine Healing. So it's 40 seconds. So we'll start, I'll show you that stuff all right here. We'll start with the goggles, work our way around. So I have the Collective Sight Legendary. I crafted a Constitution, Insightful Constitution. I put Protection 8 on there because I didn't have that high of protection on anything else. It does have a Reaper 3 on it. Here's Guardian of the Gates. So, and you guys can see my stats went up a significant amount. So you can check that out. Here's my MRR, 60.47. PRR is 66.44. Armor class, defense is 81. So that's not too bad. It's not the best by all means. You could cross class and definitely get a lot higher than that. But with all the added bonuses for being a purist, and I like to be a purist, I want 20 Cleric. Alright, I put strength on this one because without that strength, my max load is pretty low. I can get burdened easy. Like I said, feather falling on the necklace with the Mythic 3. This has the lesser displacement on it. It has Insightful Con 8, so yeah, I could have crafted something else on here, like Insightful Charisma for when I switch away from my boots, keep my Charisma up. But I think I would rather have a couple more, another modifier on my Con, a few more hit points on that. I put my Master's Gift and a Topaz of Power 250 on it. Legendary Green Steel. So this set bonus is the pure tier 1, 2, 3 positive opposition material. So I get the unconscious rage all tiers and the positive healing all tiers. So I do not have, oh, this is full tank mode. So I get the heal amp from my weapon, which I'll show you my weapon in a minute. So you see that healing every 10 seconds is a 98 outside of Reaper mode from this cloak. And I do have the Immortal Heart in here. As of now, I'm using this belt for the Devotion spell power, the 202 that stacks with everything else I have. Mythic 1. The belt I will switch out if I do 5-piece Legendary Green Steel. The belt would be the 5th piece I would switch out. So I'm not sure if the Devotion's going to outweigh the hit points and everything else. It probably depends what difficulty, like in a raid, I could probably switch it out. It all depends on, it's going to be situational if I do a 5th piece. Here's my artifact. So I have the Touch of Grace in it. Here, I like doing this better. So I have the Touch of Grace Healing Amp Rare. I have the Healing Amp Rare from Purity. And this is the only one that's not a rare on my tanky gear. It's just standard Healing Amp. So I got the max XP achieved, 3,000 for 3 slots, but I got 4K on it. Gloves, Hands of House Drasco. So these are going to be my 4th green steel that I switch out. So right now I have the cloak and the boots. My 3rd is going to be my bracers. My 4th is going to be my gloves. And if I do a 5th, which I probably will be my belts. So the gloves that I will switch out, which I don't have. I have them all crafted, all 4 crafted, everything except the Immortal Hearts. So I can't put anything else on. Only 2 pieces right now. But I went on my gloves. I went Earth Opposition Material. So I want everything Opposition, everything Material, and it's just the first one that I broke up. So pretty nice acid resistance. So yeah, there's my gloves, my boots. I have air. So as you can see, my electric resistance is 107. Unequip it, 15. So like I said, I just need the Immortal Heart on that. Celestial Emerald Ring. I crafted the 21 Wisdom on this, and it's Mythic 3. So this is for the Intimidate and Threat Gen. These bracers, like I said, I will be switching out. If I take these off for the green steel piece, I'm going to get the Healing Lure. Not 31, I think it's 29, so I'll lose 2%. Yep, 29 with that. I'll lose the Devotion, but I don't think all that. I think I'm going to put a red Devotion in here if I didn't already. I already have 114. So I'll lose a little Devotion. I'm going to lose some Insightful Sheltering, the Empower Heal 2, and the Mythic 1. So, I don't know. I think the extra hit points are going to be nice, especially if people have cocoons and things like that. I think I'll be able to keep myself up in raids. The hard thing is going to be higher Reapers, so I might switch back. We'll see. Then my body. So it has a Mythic 2 on it and a Topaz of Death Block. I do have the Quiver of Alacrity. I did not craft anything on the coat, my cosmetic, and I did not craft anything on the Spider Cult mask. I think I get like 1 more to saves or something using the Stone of Change here. There's ingredients on Wiki. I also have a video on the Stone of Change, so you could look that up by typing in Stone of Change in my name. It should appear on YouTube. And then my weapon. So I have let's see, the Ruby of Devotion, 114 on this. And then as far as the set bonuses go, put it in here. I like to show this better.
I've done my part.
It's weird, I can't do it equipped, but I can on the artifact with it equipped. I can put it in there. So I have this maxed out, the XP. I got the Spark of Memory in it. Purity and Touch of Grace. So this is what you get from the Threads of Fate. So it gives 20 healing amp. And I have... Oh, that's weird. So I have the Purity set bonus because of this here. So you see the other purities on there. It's weird that it doesn't show exactly what's on here. Let's see. This is the Grandfather's Shield Healing Amp Rare. Armor Class Rare, which I do have that set bonus. So you see I get a 3-piece set bonus on the Grandfather's. 5 physical resistance and 5 more armor class, and I do have the Vigilance, which is a 50% fortification, which fortification is needed now more so than ever before with the new Reapers. I'll explain that in a minute. So PRR rare for the 3rd Grandfathers. Here's the one Vigilance Will rare. And then I have the one Wisdom rare from Vigilance. So that gives me the 50% fort. I have Healing Amp rare Blood Feast. And Healing Amp rare Embrace by Light. Which, if you look here, the only set bonuses I have is from Purity, Grandfather Shield, and Vigilance. All the rest are Healing Amp Filigrees. So with the new Reapers, Despair Reaper, you can get 10 stacks of the Despair debuff on you. If you get 10 stacks, it lowers your fortification 100%. Every stack lowers your fortification 10. As well as some of the champions, when they hit you, they lower your fortification. So essentially you could have, I don't know if you can get 200, but you can lose a lot of fortification now. General rule of thumb is whatever quest level you're running, you want 10% fort per quest level. So if you're running a level 30, you want 300. If you're running a level 34, you'll want about 340. So I'm a little low on the fort, but very, very rarely do I see myself get critted. And I think that's when a champion hits me and lowers my fort. Alright, so in my tanky gear and heal amp gear, I have 38 turns, so I lose 13 turns when I'm in this. So I could go back to the others and my turns regenerate over time. But like I said, I like to equip that gear before I enter a quest because I got stuff like this that lasts for 3 minutes I could throw on people. And then before I run, I always do a positive energy aura. That way everybody gets the 10 more con and the other stuff there. So yeah, I just drew a blank. Sorry about that. But anyways, in my full tank gear, let me let that run out. Okay, so the con went back down. I sit at a 240 heal amp. Not too bad, not the greatest. My druid, I think I got up to like I want to say it was 380, 395 or something. Somewhere up, I got it way up there. 365 maybe, I don't know. It was definitely mid 300s or higher. So positive spell power, I think it dropped just a little bit. 30 or so, 40, 30, something like that. So here's my armor class. I'm at 82% defense chance. uh, which isn't too bad. I don't think that's bad for having the past lives that I have. I don't think that's bad at all. Could it be better? Yeah, for sure. I could multi-class and get that way higher, but like I said, I'm doing a purist thing. Trying to get the turn attempts up as well. Sorry, I don't know why I was highlighting over the saves. I have no clue. So I lost 1 DR from somewhere. 1 DR to all. So 204 PRR with 67.11, 165, 62.26. When I block, it goes up to 189. As well as when I block, you can see I get 2 things here. I get 15 elemental absorption, and I get the 30% right here. The 30% is from the Epic Destiny. The 15% is from the shield. So it's called block elements right in the middle. That 107 is nice, and when I get these other pieces on, or I could switch them out according if needed, I'll have the higher acid resist. See, 107. And I have the 107 fire. So you can see right here, ship buffs does not stack with that. Alright, so let's move on to other stuff now that I showed you my gear. You see my armor class, you've seen my stats. Let me show you my skills again. Intimidate, I can get higher if I swap out to this necklace right here. Get to 110, then if I have a GH, as well as I have Supreme Ability pots, which I got 1 going on me now. I forgot to mention that too to all abilities. And I have Yugo pots, so that's another thing I use. Tiggles always throws a GH on me. If not, I do have scrolls, but I hate using the scrolls because the arcane spell failure failed because of the tower shield and heavy armor. Let's see, there's something else I'm forgetting here. I'm starting to acquire things like this that has the high intel on it to switch out. I gotta craft myself a search item or get a really good search item with insightful search. I probably won't be able to search a lot of the end content, but there might be a few things that have lower DCs that I'd be able to search if I switch out all my gear. Oh yeah, 50% to dodge cap with that. Strength right here. Fire absorption, that's nice. Might switch that out, might use it in another life. We'll see, depends. Electric absorption resistance here. So if I equip that, I get 133. If I equip this ring instead of my charisma with 3 heal amp filigrees on it. I showed you guys those. Yep, here's my skills just standing here. So I did take, as you noticed, I took 1 point in tumble. So that way I could tumble. And then feats stay the same, spells stay the same, enhancements are all the same. Okay, so I want to go out to a quest and show you my turning. Yeah, I'll equip it all.
I've done my part. Get out there and finish the job, soldier.
So I'm going to go out to Fresh Baked Dreams and show you the whole animal turning thing, which is the same as undead. So yeah, this tune here, I think I might end game at Cleric, or some sort of healer. I think I'm veering towards a Cleric as of now. I'm just gonna go on Reaper 1 for the sake of just not having to worry about much. So in Reaper, here's my stats with my turning stuff on. Forgot I have haste. Got my 51 turns. Cares about the wisps. I didn't buff up. But you see I have a 67 hit die. My charisma stands at a 66. If I use... Got a 68. Still turning at a 67. So I don't know the whole ins and outs of that. I want to say GH helps the turning attempts.
You will call on me again, and soon.
That was a burst and then a cocoon on Reaper 1. Okay, it does not help. I was seeing a 72 fully buffed up with, I think, my tanking gear on and my cloak. I switched some gear out. Cloak and necklace and club. Anyways, a 67. Not horrible. I do have it pretty freaking high, in my opinion. There's not too much more I can do to get it much higher. Maybe just a little bit. Oh, you know what it is? I figured it's a spell. Seek Eternal Rest. There's 4 right there. Forgot all about that spell. Oh my goodness. Alright. Now let me show you guys. So 38. Oh, don't have my weapon on. So 38 without my weapon or necklace. So with my weapon, no necklace, 63. With a necklace, goes up to a 71. It have a hit a 72. Must have been a buff somewhere. I don't know if it was Bard buff or what the heck it was. So if they have death block, the guys, you cannot turn them. Well, as you can see, I'm hitting a 71. I rolled a 7, and I'm still only turning 1 at a time. I have the past lives for it. I have a lot of the gear for it. Charisma, not so much. Let me do something here. Let me see something. So that's not going to help my turning at all. Just charisma. So I still hit. So charisma does not affect the hit die. I did not know that. Good to know. It just affects the number of turns. But anyways, 71 hit die. So when I went through heroics, cakewalk, you could turn, I think I turned like 7 guys. I want to say I have it on video twice on live stream, where I turned 7 guys at 1 click. And there was no other turning clerics in the group, it was just me. So heroics, you can turn 5 guys most of the time if you have the crafted sacred faith or whatever it is, hallowed. Looking to recall. As soon as I hit epics, with what I had in heroics, I could not turn anything on elite. Not a one guy. Way too low. Hard, I could turn one guy at a time when I went to normal. Occasionally on hard, I could turn one guy at a time. I think I had like 50 or something like that on my turns, or 48 on normal. And I went into Lords of Dust, this is, in Epics, to test it. And then when I went to normal, I could turn two guys at once. So leveling up in Epics using the turns to turn, very, very bad. Horrible. Like I said, I got the 3 past lives. So I don't know what, if anything, I did wrong, or if that's just the way it is. So if somebody can help me on that, let me know. But when I got to level 29 and I could equip the necklace and equip the club, I started turning one guy at a time. Well, with 51 turns, turning one guy at a time, that's not all that bad. That's better than nothing, because turns, you can go quick. I mean, look at how quick you can go. It's every 2 seconds you can do a turn. So let's say I get a lot of wolves around me and they might trip me, just kind of kite around, turn. I can do my bear charge, come back in, turn. You know, so it's better than nothing. Not as good as I thought, but better than nothing. I did want to show you guys my Reaper stats, and my hit points in Reaper fully buffed up, so I'm actually going to head back out there. I don't know why I recalled. I think that will be the conclusion of my video. Just go back out, same quest there. Okay, so I am in Reaper mode. Reaper 1. So there's my PRR, MRR, AC, saves, all that good stuff. Con, hit points. So if I use a Yugo pot, there's 2 more to con. Just making sure I got everything on I wanted. There we go. So my heal amp standing here is 270. Now when I use this here, it goes up to 290. So in Reaper mode, I have 290 heal amp. So let me buff on up here. I'll just fully throw everything. Blur, I'm perma-blurred, if you remember from the enhancement, taking it. So I'm just going through my buff line when I do entrance or after every shrine. You know, Heroes Feast usually do at the shrine. Sometimes I forget, so I do it first. Alright. So if I use Wellsprings and then use my aura or heal, it heals me more, obviously. So I got 1008 positive spell power. I got close to 300 more on my druid. So this is without Death Pact. I'm not putting a Death Pact on right now. But you can see with my turning, 87 con. So now I'm going to use the Reaper charge right here. That gives 9 more to my saves. That'd be my saves. I'll go through. You can see my attack and my damage. And this will give me 20 more to my physical resistance. So this was without a GH, don't forget. So I'm at 245, 82%, 248, 71.26. And then if I block, it's the 193. So as far as this goes, that 248 right there, that will go up another 43. So I'll be like close to 290-ish if I go under 50% hit points. points. Now, I can also use this here. And then if I turn, I'm supposed to turn first and then use that. I don't think it stacks if you do it the other way around. Well, let's find out. Oh, it's a long cooldown. I'm sorry. I think you got to use this first and then turn. And with a GH and stuff, temporary hit points, I've seen it over 4,000 quite a few times. But as far as healing goes, you can see how much my burst does on R1. How much my aura does in my consecrated ground. My heal. I still healed 3,300 on R1, so that's just about fully healed on R1. That's a heal mass, 5,600. That's over full heal. So as far as my healings go, put on my divine healing. I give myself a renewal. I give myself an aura. I could do a burst, consecrated grounds, cocoon. You know, I got heal. So as you see now that I used everything, you see timers on most of my stuff. I also do have some heals here. So I mean, just about stuff comes off cooldown, but it's very selective what I choose and when. But I could almost constantly non-stop use some sort of healing if I have to. And that is with the combat expertise on. Alright, any questions, please comment. Feel free to ask and criticize if you want. But like I said before, if I were to do it again, or go something else, probably like an Azamar. It would help having the racial points. I only have one racial point from the tome. If I had max racial points, I'd probably finagle something, maybe drop a couple charisma, something. I would do something, and I would definitely get the, I think it's 10% hit points in the Azamar tree. Yeah, and I would get the healing hands and have the regen on those healing hands too. That would be pretty nice. But I hope this answers everybody's questions, and thanks for watching. Later.